welcome back to Talk Spicy to Me. We are going to jump right into it. I feel like we haven't actually gotten together in a while, probably
I know.
because you, Missy, have been
I
gone.
know. I've
Um,
been like a mini jet
Jasmine went
setter.
on a lovely tropical vacation, and we filmed since then, and then she
Oh
went
my
on
goodness.
another mini vacation, and we haven't seen each other. So, um, we are going to start off with what we're currently reading. So, what are you guys reading?
I am reading Lucy Score's latest. It's the third book in her Riley Thorne series, Riley Thorne and the Blast from the Past. So she's like a psychic. So it's Lucy Score, so obviously it's hilarious. So yeah, I'm loving it. And I'm
Nice.
also listening to because I'm sticking with trying to stick with like my baby books for this month to fit stay with our theme. So it's Knocked Up by Lillian Monroe.
Oh,
And I read another book by her that was a baby book. And was it like Knocked Up by the Prince? It was like a royal series with like a surprise baby, and it was actually I liked it. It was good. So I'm probably gonna binge a couple of her books because they're in Hoopla. So
oh.
yeah.
How about you, Grace?
Nice. I'm reading two books. Watch Me Rain by Casey Keene, which comes out next week. That's the third book in the Emerson U trilogy. So good, especially because book two ended off on a crazy cliffhanger.
Don't tell
Oh
me.
my gosh.
I'm not. But
I can't wait to read it.
oh my god, it's so good. It's reverse harem, angsty, dark undertones. Love it. And then I'm reading
I'm obsessed with Jagger.
Same. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. Like Casey, when you filled out an arc for her, or submitted your review links, she asked who was your favorite, and like so many people were like, "Oh, I can't decide. I can't decide." I'm like, Jagger. Like that
Yeah,
was that was a
hands down.
no
That,
question
that is,
asked. Yeah.
yeah, hands down, he's my favorite. That you don't even have to think about it. And he has a fucking twin. He's still my favorite. James can be the
Excuse,
next one.
excuse me.
Yeah. He has a twin, Jameson and Jagger.
And he does some
Well,
MM.
Mm, mm.
Alpha, Alpha
and
M.
she does it.
Alpha.
She freaking does it so good. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. There was a scene in book one that I was like, he did what?
Yeah, no, I know
It
that
was
scene.
so good. But the other one I haven't started yet, but it comes out next week. It's Eyes on Me by Sarah Kate, and that is book two in the Delicious Players Club, and that's
I'm excited for that one.
voyeurism and step siblings. I'm like, yes.
I love it. I cannot wait.
But yeah.
I'm jealous of my
Yes.
hearts.
You're not listening to anything?
Oh, I am. I am. Oh my god.
You had me stop what I was listening to.
Yes. I'm listening to Kate by Tate James, which is book four in the Madison Kate series. Because of these lovely ladies, they finally pushed me down that
Yes,
rabbit hole.
finally.
Oh my god.
It's only been
That
like over a year. It's okay.
Right? Oh my gosh.
I know, and
Only
I'm
actors.
mad at myself that I waited so long. But then again, like I'm really, really happy that I'm reading them right now. Um, but oh my god, like Archer,
Archer
mine,
is
mine,
the man. The man.
mine.
Y'all already know
He
how it's
is
going
the
down for
man.
me.
And it's so funny because I made a TikTok about them, and someone was like, "I love steel," and I'm like, "Well, his Jacob's ladder don't hurt nobody. Mm.
I wrote under Breeze. I was like, I want to climb that ladder.
Climb it. I would lick every ring of that ladder."
Oh my god.
Mm. Okay. I
What are you reading?
I am currently reading Maniacs by Sheridan Ann. It is the fourth and last installment for the Depraved Sinner series. These guys, these guys are just delicious. It is RH, and the last book, the cliffhanger was so freaking severe that like
Oh my
literally I
gosh.
was like on the edge of my seat reading like the first couple of pages, like holy fuck, like I don't know if I can even continue to read because holy fuck. So I am about halfway through that now, and then I'm listening to Red by Casey Keene, which is,
Oh my god, it's so
would you
good.
call it like a spin-off from the Bloodline series?
I feel like it's like
Or like a
kind of a
interconnected?
spinoff, but
It's
yeah,
connected.
interconnected more
Yeah.
so, yeah. Because you still, I feel like Luna and her guys still play like kind of like a major role in a way.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like it's more. I would do more interconnected
Okay,
than
so yeah,
spinoff.
well, Red
Yeah.
is the best friend from Luna, who is the main character in the Bloodline series by Casey Keene, and I am loving listening to it. And I don't think that if I had read it, it would have the same effect, because the narrator's voice for Red is like, I honestly picture Jessica Rabbit on speed.
Yes.
Like, she's a redhead, she's like fierce, but she talks a mile a fucking minute. And she is on, like, if someone gave her a pound of cocaine, she sniffed that thing up like a Hoover. Like, that is how she is. She is like, I'm going, you're gonna like this, you're gonna wear this, let's do this. And then
Delicious
she's like,
crack.
yes. She
Yes.
looks at these guys and she's like, I need to know him on a personal level. Why won't he touch me? What? And I'm like, hello, like, fuck yeah.
She's just so direct with what she
Yeah,
wants.
there's no beating around the bush. She is in the bush. Like, fuck
Right.
this shit. So,
Exactly.
that is what I am listening to and reading. I did finish the Dark One by Nikki St. Crow, which was the sequel to The Never King. That if anybody, especially you two, well, maybe wait till the third one comes out, but read that series. It's addicting. I love it. But it's Disney retelling, so hello.
That's literally like that is calling to you, like a beacon. Like, read me, read me.
Any Disney retelling, but like
Right.
any Disney retelling, I don't care. Like, even the one that I read with the Aladdin that we had never heard of, like anybody doing an
Yeah.
Aladdin retelling. If you tell me as an author, whether I've heard of you or not, that you did a Disney fairy tale retelling in the romance world that's, whatever, dark, new age, you can make it a rom-com, whatever the fuck it is. If it's a retelling of a Disney fairy tale, I am there with bells on.
Right.
So, you had a question, Brie?
Oh, so in general, what are tropes or things in books that you don't necessarily like to read or try to avoid? And then, in the same sense, while you're thinking of that, has there been a book that has sort of been an exclusion or redeemed that trope or idea for you?
Okay, so I'll say, so a trope that I avoid is historical. I have read some that they weren't bad, but it's just that trope. It doesn't. I just don't get anything from it. So I do avoid that one. Now I will say, like, paranormal and like fantasy was something I kind of avoided for a while, and I don't think it was. I don't feel like it was like intentional, because I was still writing down like recs from people, but it took me forever to really just like get into it. And like when we did our buddy read of the Ruthless Boys, like I was like, yeah, I need more of this. And
We
then
turned your life around. It's okay.
yes, and then Heather, the one, I don't think we buddy read it together, but we read it really close to All the Queen's Men by
Yes.
Kayla Rain. That one was so. I think that one was actually my very first paranormal reverse harm, and I was like, oh,
It was
so good.
it was so good. And like, I actually picked up that paperback when we went to the signing.
Yes,
And it's mind blowing. First of all, it was thick. That
it was.
Those men had some girth. But it
In more ways
was
than one.
so good, but it had such a different twist on it, because you almost went into it thinking, shit, she can't pick, she has to pick one. She can't have all.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then you kind of felt bad. And I think the only thing that I didn't like is that one man never got to fuck her.
Right. Oh my God.
That one man did not get his dick wet, and I was kind of upset for him. Although it may have been inferred that he did not get his dick wet.
Wait, so was
We
he
didn't see it
part
on
of
page,
it?
so we don't.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't know if it happened.
Oh, that's kind of sad.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
The group activities are my favorite part.
That's literally the
Highlight.
thing I look
The
forward to.
highlight of my life.
That is what I am waiting for from the beginning. I'm like, and you told me it's the first time. I'm like, cool. All the little
Collecting
build up.
all the D.
Exactly.
Choo-choo.
Until we get to like Bree said, the big group scene.
I have to agree with you, Jasmine. Historical is a trope that is not my favorite. However, on the flip side of that coin, Claire Kingsley had a challenge last year where you had to read a historical, and I had never failed to complete one of her challenges, so I took it upon myself to find one that I would actually like. The one that I read was In Bed with a Highlander by Maya Banks. Now, Maya Banks, she can write the shit out of some steamy ass books. So this one, although it was historical, it didn't feel like that to me. Like it had a good enough plot where I didn't think that like in my head I was watching a black and white movie.
Right.
Like even for TV like or movies, I can't watch any of that shit. Like when my mom puts on The Miracle on 34th Street, like the original, and I'm like, it's in black and white. Like, why do you even like this? Like The Wizard of Oz, it's watercolored for fucking Christ. Like, no, I can't. I get it has just my attention span's just not there. So Santa Claus has to be in red. Like he can't be black and white. Like I just can't do it. So for this historical book to catch me and hold on to me, like it was perfect. It was perfect. So that is one that I can say caught my attention and kept it there. So if I found another like that, I would definitely give it a chance, but it's got to be in color. In color in my head and in color on the page. What about you, Bring?
So, it's funny because I've never read, I don't think I've read a historical romance, but there is one that I want to read, Sea of Ruin by Pam Godwin, which
I did read the sequel.
You did?
I have that one on my
The
TBR.
sequel to that I read.
That is historical, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
pirate historical.
Yeah, so I think the fact that it's pirate kind of like intrigued me, and I've heard like really good things, so I do want to pick that up, but historical still hasn't been something that I'm like, yes, let me read. But
Right.
the other thing or trope is cheating. I don't want to read any sort of cheating in books, unless it's not actually cheating. I have read books where it's, you know, assumed
fake
or
Right.
fake, or maybe the heroine walked in on like the hero kissing someone,
Yes.
and like that someone just literally threw themselves on them. That's different. But there was this one book that I remember reading years ago. I actually have a copy, but it's The Perfect Game by Jay Sterling. And this book, so there is actually cheating. So like, you guys let me know. So if you haven't read The Perfect Game and you don't want a spoiler, stop listening.
Yeah.
But
For your eyes and ears.
Right.
but The Perfect Game, it had the two main characters. The heroine, like the hero had to work for the heroine's attention. Like she just had no time for playboys whatsoever. And it was really, really cute to build up. Like, fast forward, they're established in a relationship. He is, I think he just signed for like MLB for the pros, and he's like one of his first away games, and he gets drunk and he goes home with someone, and he drunkenly slept with them, and he immediately woke up, went home, and told her what went down. She was heartbroken, and they broke up. Like, she wanted nothing to do with him. At least I'm like 100% that was when they broke up. Now fast forward just a few moments, and that girl that he slept with told her that she was pregnant. And he was just like, so one of the things was that he always used a condom, and she was like, yeah, no, like, we didn't. And he didn't with the heroine, so he was like, oh, like, my brain probably just didn't, like, remember to use one with this girl. And
Shut up.
yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah.
What?
And fast forward some time, so the heroine is trying to also like function on her own because she's trying to move past this. And fast forward some time, the hero finds out, like, he overhears the girl, she's not pregnant, she like faked everything, and she just wanted
I was
like all of his
holding my
money.
breath. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think she even said that he like barely could get it up for her when they slept together. Like, he was drunk and very adamant that he didn't want to be with her. And so he did earn her back, the heroine, the main heroine, but it took like some groveling, some time, like, but that was like one of the only books that I've ever read where like that was legit cheating, and I was like, I felt redeemed by the end.
But you know what? I don't know if I've ever read a cheating book like that
Agreed.
before. Like that, like, I want to read it because that is a very interesting, like, twist to the cheating trope because you like a lot of the cheating that I read, it'll be
Like
like
beforehand or like while they're
yeah
separated
before
or
or it may
something.
yeah like
I've never read a straight up cheating book either, but let me just preface that your retelling just now, it was like Olaf and him doing those retellings of things. And
I love
I
those.
and I'm just like this. Oh, Anna, that
It's
was
like
me.
he lives.
I
Her
was shook
parents
because
are
I was
dead.
like, wait a
Like,
minute.
oh, that
And she's pregnant?
like one sister has powers, the other doesn't. Like, what?
Oh, you know what? I actually have read a cheating book, but it was not done like that. It was like a love triangle cheating book. It was
Chris
I
crying.
actually
Your tear ducts work.
It was like the best compliment ever. Oh my god, I'm like laughing so hard that I had like tears.
that's the only time her tear ducts are gonna work.
Yeah.
Yes, I win.
I swear I had to like wipe like little crusts off of them because they weren't used to those things.
They're like, what is this wet stuff on my
Oh my
face?
God, why am
It burns.
I burns. Oh,
I need to get you to sad cry. That is
oh.
that is like a life goal for me now.
Anyway,
Oh.
what was the book you were talking about, Jazz?
What is the name? What is the? It's the what she doesn't know. And
Oh,
it duet,
oh,
but it ended
Anna
up being
told
a
us about
trilogy.
that.
I loved it.
Really?
It was like I think it probably wasn't one of the very first cheating books, but like when I think of like the cheating trope, that's like the book that comes to mind. But I liked it. It was like she started off for her husband. I wouldn't say they were like in a loveless marriage, but they had things that happened and they had like issues they were working on, and then this guy from her past, he came back into town and was like teaching at the school she was at. And so then they had this thing where they kind of started getting together, and her husband kind of knew like it was issues in the marriage they needed to work on. Like, and then it was a part where she thought he was cheating. So she cheated with the
Yeah.
guy from
Damn.
her past or whatever. And then it ended up being like, so I think the reason I liked it was because I liked the way it ended. Like sometimes, you know, like you have those books where it's like, Heather, how you mentioned the love triangle, they never end up with who you want them to end up
Oh,
with.
one
Yeah.
book that I have read that was a love triangle. The guy I like got picked. One. Thank you,
Oh.
Kate. Bleh. Just one. Oh,
So with this one, I was really happy with the way it went because I was like, I was thinking she was going to end up with one guy, but she actually ended up with the guy I wanted her to end up with. So
yeah.
I was like, I like this.
And what
Kate
was the
Stewart
score?
is the only one.
What she doesn't know. It's like a trilogy. It's like her and her husband and the
Other guy.
boyfriend. They have they have two books, and then it's a spin-off book.
Yeah. Kate Stewart
Yeah.
was the only one that did a triangle for me in Drive, where the heroine picked the guy I wanted. I got all the way to the end, and I was like, fuck.
Because we did not know
No!
the way she wrote that book. She's so evil. The way she wrote that book, we did not know like which way
It was
who she
going
was
up
going to.
all the way until literally it was like the last
Literally
three
the very
pages.
end. And honestly, when I got there, I still wasn't 100% sure because
Like, wait a minute, who's coming out the door? I need to know.
exactly. She literally but it was so good though.
All
It
the
was
way
good.
until the last.
It was an amazing journey. Like
You had no
she
idea, and
kept you
you
she
need
kept
to
you
read
so
it
hooked.
because that the line is music is the heart's librarian, or the heart's best librarian.
Yeah, I love that.
Honest to God, it was the best book, like love triangle that I have read so
Yeah,
far.
it's one of my favorite love triangles. I love the way she wrote it because
Exactly.
with anybody else, I probably would get frustrated. Like, girl, if you don't tell me like what's who is who,
All
but
the way
I love
until the end,
she
and
did it
I
so
was
good.
so upset because again, every love triangle that I have ever read,
I really
I
didn't know
like-
which way she was going.
I like the badass. Like I like the hard, tortured soul, not the nice one. So
I was torn. I was torn between both of them. Like, I was like, can we just make it a menage game?
I want a threesome. Why choose? Why choose?
Well, it's funny that you guys said that because that's another trope that I avoid is love triangles.
I do usually
Read
but
Drive. Read Drive.
Heather talked me into it. It's Heather's fault.
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like
It's so good. It's so good. I think that you would honestly like it because it's not like other triangles where
Yeah,
she's
it's
playing both
very different.
sides. Like,
Yeah.
she's legit with one and remembering love for another.
Mhm.
see
So,
my only issue
Just
with love
to get it so
triangles, the
perfect.
reason why I avoid them is I don't like when I feel like the heroine has divided attention or care. Like I want that heroine or that hero to be all in or have her thoughts literally on that one person.
mhm.
Yeah.
Um, so when I get that divide, I'm like, well, this isn't fair to that hero.
I can totally, totally see that.
Yeah.
And the
That's
thing
why I feel
that,
like it has
because
to
I
be
can
done
agree,
well.
but I feel like the thing about Drive was that she was all in with one and was forced to find or move on.
Yeah.
So
So she ended up being
it
like
wasn't
in with him,
right. It
but
wasn't so much that she had divided attention to where she was forced to move on. But they had such a really cute. It wasn't a meet cute, but like there was a
yeah.
part where like they finally decided like to be with each other, and she was emailing him or texting him or whatever,
It was so cute.
and she was like writing notes or whatever, and she's like, where are you? And he answered her back, I'm right here. Done. It's done.
It was seriously like it was.
Heart.
I really like that and Fraternize. Those are like and they're on different like
I've
because
read
one is like
Paradise.
romance, one is like,
By
but
Rachel?
they're both like Rachel Van
Hmm.
Dyke. Yeah, they would be my favorite love triangles because one rom com, y'all know I love that. And that was different because usually love triangles are very angsty and kind of like
My heart can't
drama
take no
filled,
more.
but that one like she kept it light and that was different. That was my first one I read that wasn't like so heavy, and then somebody might die. Like I feel like love triangles always like be so heavy,
I
but
need
and
to
then like
know
these,
though if it's going to be a love triangle. Like you mentioned angsty, you can't
yeah,
you can't force a love triangle on me or surprise me with a love
exactly.
triangle because then that just doesn't work. Like that's not nothing to do with the blurb or you know what I
I
mean? Like
definitely feel like you should put it in the blurb,
Hmm.
so it's aware we're aware that we're
yeah.
getting into a love triangle because, like you said, if it's say you're a person you are anti love triangle, you go into this book you're not aware it's a love triangle, and like you
Right.
said, if it doesn't fit and you spend half the time giving me this and then all of a sudden it turns into like a random love triangle, it's like
It would
Plus
skew what your
you
thoughts
shouldn't
are.
send readers like just unbeknownst to them on something they might not like because then like you said it's going to skew their reviews. Like you're
Yeah.
going to have like a lot
right.
of mixed signals.
Right.
Exactly, because some people are very like if they don't read this, they do not want to read it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't want to see it in their book, and if they see it, like you said, Bree, their review is it is going
Which I
down.
mean, I guess kind of goes back with like your cheating thing.
Yeah,
Most, I would assume because I don't really recall reading a cheating book ever, but you would assume that it would end up being a triangle of some sort for whoever cheated. Like for the story that you're saying, because I mean, although it was wrong because the girl was lying, but the heroine
Yeah.
seriously was upset, thinking, well, he's going with her now, and then he, being drunk, was
And
still.
he never wanted to be with her. Like he actually was like left the room that night or that
Yeah.
morning and was trying to, find the heroine. And it was a few weeks later or something. And
Hmm.
he had like a lot of childhood issues, so he was trying to be a dad, like because he had his own home issues. He didn't have a dad, so he was trying to be a dad and do the right thing.
Oh
And
damn.
this woman literally just like took like advantage of him to the fullest. So
Wow.
he wasn't trying to be with her. Like even when they were together,
Hmm.
like he bought a house and moved her in. Like he didn't kiss
Jesus.
her. They weren't like a thing. Yeah, yeah.
no.
See.
What a little twat.
But I mean, like the fake cheating ones, I really like too, though, because or
Yeah,
like I like as my exclusion to
Oh, 'cause
cheating
it's
because
fake.
it's
Yeah.
not cheating.
'Cause it's
Yeah,
fake. Or
yeah,
like it happened beforehand, or like they were separated and like whatever. So.
yeah.
yeah. That's like Friends. We were on a break. Was it cheating or was it not cheating?
That is a very like,
Well, that's like Ollie's story too.
yeah.
Holly Renee.
Yeah.
Like, they weren't together, but they moved on, but like both of them felt heartbroken. It's like it was cheating, but it wasn't cheating.
Wait, who's this? Allie and Carson or Ollie and Frank?
Ollie
Oh,
and
Ollie
yeah.
Frankie.
But like they weren't together,
Mm-hmm.
but they were both obviously still in love with one another.
Right.
So the real people who got cheated were like the other significant others at that
Yeah.
point, because
They
they
went all
like
in.
their hearts weren't in on it. The main characters, you know what I mean? Ollie and Frank, like their hearts
They
were not in
tried.
on it.
They can't say they didn't try, but to just,
Yeah.
Those significant others. Like sometimes it's hard because I feel like sometimes you might see and know that that person is not into 100%, but you're like,
and they get
I'm
hurt
gonna
anyway.
stick with it.
Mhm. So sad. So
I was
see,
like, guys, this is so
why
sad.
RH is my favorite letters in romance, because everybody's fucking happy. Everybody.
You don't have to choose. No one's left on the outside. Even if they start off like, I don't want to share, they get with it.
And then some
That's
guys
my
look
favorite
for
part,
something
though.
wrong.
Yes.
But
I
they're
love
like,
that one. 'Cause you know it's gonna be one person who's like, I'm not sharing.
I don't.
I'm
share
not
that
being a
with
part of
others.
this. And then by the end, it's like, you better get with it or get lost.
Yeah,
Like,
oh my
I love
God.
when the heroine is like, we're doing it my way. I want all of y'all.
Yeah, you're either in
If
it.
you don't want to be in it,
watch
then
it.
guess what?
Figure it out.
I mean, I love that too, though. I feel like that's so it's done so well, because I feel like part of the RH dynamic or their stories, yeah, there's other things involved, but that the big
Mhm.
problem or the big issue is always figuring out how the dynamic or how the group is going to
Exactly.
work,
Mhm.
and
Right.
building to that moment where like all of them are in on it, whether it's the group activity or whether or not they're like, yes, fine, we're 100% in, we're here for this, we're here for you.
Yeah.
But that build up, that's my favorite.
My
I love
next
it.
line.
Because I feel like it's always one like alpha guy who's like, I'm not sharing. I'm not gonna be a part of this. Like, and then he just gotta get it together. Like,
I can't. I'm telling you.
but I love seeing him fight.
I pray to God every night that when I come back reincarnated, it's in a polyamorous relationship.
I'm trying to
Like
be Kate,
MK.
Hades,
Harlow.
and Harlow.
Ollie.
It's like it's so many others I could name. But
If
I'm
I
trying
come
to
back into a world where Ollie is, where people have powers and turn into animals, God may have taken it a step too far. But
I don't know, because
I'm
like,
afraid of that world.
Jasmine, you don't know anything by what I mean by this, but Heather, if we could have shadows and like
I
these shadow
want Shadow
tentacles. Okay, the shadow puppy. I was talking about shadow tentacles, but okay.
well, shadow tentacles work too. But the shadow puppies are kind of included with that. But I want a
Yes,
shadow puppy
yes.
and the tentacles. Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Oh my God.
In the name of Jesus.
If we're asking and
I mean,
praying
if we're
for
writing
wishes
down
here,
what I want, I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely, totally.
like
I'm
go all out.
shadow puppies, shadow tentacles, polyamorous relationship. That is the gist of it. That is what I
Right.
pray to God for when I die.
What a complete subject change. But now that we're winding towards the end of April, what has been your favorite read of April?
Oh my gosh! Don't do this to me.
I don't even remember what I read yesterday. You want me to know?
Heather, literally, I'm like, can I pull up my Goodreads?
Hold on, that's
really
exactly
quick?
where I'm going.
Like,
Stop it.
let me. Okay, one I can tell you before I even open it. What has stood out is the Monsters and Queens series
Yes!
by JT
You're welcome.
Geisinger. Oh my god! I'm already let this be known as that's definitely one of my top faves of the year. Like,
Didn't you read
I was
though Gianna Darlings during this month as well?
No, that was last month.
oh, that was last month.
Oh, okay, never
And
mind.
then that is a fave too. Like, I feel like I already had like my monthly faves. Like,
So
as far as series go, like,
definitely that one, which you're welcome for. Thank you. So I read that series. That definitely stands out. The Guild by Tate James, her second one, I read the first of the month, so that kind of slid right on in there. So that one counts. And Priest, the series by Sierra Simone.
yes.
Ooh. Need to go to church for that one, because forgive me, Father, I want to sin. And if ever a book made me hot for MM, was Saint. That man. Holy fucking spice. Wow. I I'm sitting there and I'm like, is it okay to get turned on by two gay men? Like, wow, just like I'm sitting in my car.
That noise.
I'm like, all right, I'm gonna crash into a tree. Ma'am, do you know why you crashed? Yeah, I do. You want to hear why? Because this scene right here.
That would be like an insane.
Meanwhile, it's
take.
still playing on your
Yeah.
speakers as the cops pull up.
Let me tell you how I went and got gas and rolled the window down, and I turn it up really loud because I feel like when it plays an audiobook, it's like lower, and then when you like unplug your phone,
As soon as you open that door, it blasts.
yes,
It gets so loud. And I'm like, are you serious right now? I've been struggling to try to hear it, and now you want to.
yeah, like you unplug it and the music plays, and like your neighbors can hear it 3 blocks over. But so I went to get gas, and I just rolled my window down, and mind you, it's playing in the background, and I was like, yeah, can I get 40 regular? And I look, and I'm like, and turn that down because he's about to stick that in. Hi.
Just stick that in for me, please.
And you know what? I forget you're in Jersey because I'm like, why would the attendant be so close? I forget y'all don't pump y'all
Oh no,
gas.
we don't do that.
I was like, why is the attendant so close to your car anyway? Like, what do you?
But even so, like, I mean, I put my own gas, but like when I pull up to like red lights or stop signs, I'm like, let me just turn this down because I feel like when I'm driving 70 on the highway, they can't hear me, but it's 20 in the streets, they can.
As soon as you're at the stoplight, like, everybody hear what's in my car? Oh, speaking of memorable reads, though, I have to mention Twisted Games by Alina Lawson. Like, that scene where Corvus finally, like, I'm going to be a part of the group.
He wants to play well with others.
And they played to spin the bottle with her. I was like, okay.
I need to read this.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yeah, I need to read this. But my favorites of the month, Madison Kate, easily, that entire series.
I want to.
And then what?
There's T-shirts. You haven't gotten to that part yet, though. The very
Okay.
end.
Okay. And then it's a toss-up, but the second book of the Zodiac Wolves series by Elizabeth Briggs. I read that at the very beginning of April. Starcross, I think. That is Rejected Mates, Fated Mates, Shifter Romance, and then the toss-up with that would be
You read the
Phase
third
of
one,
Fate.
right?
Not yet. Phase of Fate by Coralie June. This is a slow burn of epic proportions, but it is like, it's delicious. Like the tension and oh my god, Coralie, like I don't think I've read many of her
Get you
books.
pregnant. Like sometimes, like the tension is so thick, like if they sneeze, you get pregnant. Or is it like the slow burn where like you can't sit still because just fuck already?
I would say it's probably like ants in the pants can't sit still. I don't know about like getting pregnant, but definitely like ants in the pants. It's really good. And like, but it's also, there's like a full-on world full of like adventure and like secrets and mystery. Like honestly, I cannot wait until the next book, especially because of the cliffhanger. But yeah,
Oh, it is a cliff.
yeah, because it's gonna be a trilogy, I think.
I am a glutton for punishment. Sign me up.
Yeah, but all those good books.
See. What are you guys looking forward to? We're reading, or Buddy reading a book for next month, right?
Yes,
That's Fated Mates.
Boy?
May. Yes, Void by Coralie June and
Raven Kennedy.
Raven Kennedy. Yes. But next
I'm looking
month,
forward to Brutal Val. That's the 4th book in the Monsters and Queen series, and it's Spider's book, so I'm really excited.
Oh, I like him.
I know. I was like, oh, he gets a book.
I
So
like
I'm excited.
him. So that's excited. We have stuff to look forward to.
Yes.
yeah, I
I'm
think
sure
there's.
some other books will pop up too.
It's also
Yeah,
my
I don't-
birthday month.
Fresh on my mind.
That's exciting too.
It's my birthday month. I'll be 27 again for the 11th time.
Forever
And y'all are-
27.
And y'all are gonna come down here and party in Atlanta.
Forever 27. That is.
Are we
what-
doing that? Are we doing that?
Just to get out. I just said that.
Why not? Let's do
Heather
it.
missed it. Heather-
I did.
I said y'all are gonna come down here and celebrate in Atlanta.
In the bathtub. In the
I mean, I
bathtub.
think Jazz was thinking of a club, but okay, that works too.
I mean,
I mean, you know, the bathtub works too. We could totally.
I got
We
Moscow
could-
mules. We can order Moscow mules. It's fine. It's fine.
Honestly, though, like, not gonna lie, a bathtub with books sound much better than a club.
I would be for that.
Like, I feel like if I were to go to a club, I would have a book with a reading light, and I'd be sitting at the bar.
Like, I got this,
Literally,
guys. You
like, I
just
don't even
another round, please.
right. They're like, are those girls over there reading?
And then it would be me dancing on top of the bar or something. Like, what happened to her?
Like Coyote Ugly, and I'd be like, "Can you
Yes,
sit
I
down?
love going there.
Right, sit down. Like, what the fuck happened to you?
You're
I
distracting
was
me
so
from my
excited
reading."
to go there to dance on the bar. I was like, somebody record me.
That would be me. That would be me. Well, all right. So we got something to look forward to, and see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.